This video is sponsored by Refinitiv, a London Stock Exchange Group business, powering financial markets around the world.
The leaders of Wall Street banks are among America's highest paid executives, but that doesn't mean that they'll want to stick around forever. Breakingviews predicts that in 2022, Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman could be the first of the gang to script himself an exit. The Australian-born Gorman is the only one of the 6 major US bank CEOs who's neither new in the job nor has said he wants to stick around for years to come. He's also one of the ones who's done best for his shareholders. If you invested $1 in Morgan Stanley shares in January 2010 when he took over, you'd have more than $4 now, which beats the return you'd have got from Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo. Morgan Stanley also went against the grain by focusing on wealth management when its rivals have focused more on traditional banking. Gorman spent a combined $20 billion during the pandemic on brokerage E-Trade and asset manager Eaton Vance. He could afford to take a bit more risk than his rivals because, unlike them, Morgan Stanley doesn't really need to worry about consumer loans going bad. Now would be a good time then for Gorman to go out on a high. The question is who would replace him. The 2 most likely candidates internally are Andy Saperstein, who runs the wealth management division, and Ted Pick, who runs the enormous sales, trading and investment banking arm. Saperstein's in a good place because wealth management is a fundamental part of Morgan Stanley's growth plans. That said, Pick knows where all the bodies are buried because he runs the trading arm. He knows where all the risk in Morgan Stanley lies, and he's also the highest paid executive at the place after Gorman himself, which suggests that Morgan Stanley would rather see Pick stay than drive him away. There's probably time for another reshuffle anyway before we know for sure who's in the frame to replace Gorman as CEO. And if he's anything like his predecessor John Mack, he'll probably want to stick around for a couple of years as chairman while the new CEO gets their feet under the table. So don't expect Gorman to quit in 2022, but it's highly likely that by the end of the year, he'll have set a graceful departure in motion.